Welcome back to my channel, my little altcoin lovers. In today's new video, I will show you 3 projects that have the potential to give 20x returns in the upcoming alt season. We will also take a local look at Bitcoin and analyze recent market movements. Don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram channel to stay updated on all market news. Also follow my X account where I post the same updates as on Telegram. Of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive notifications about new videos. So let's not waste any time, let's dive straight in. So let's start with the local Bitcoin overview on the 4-hour time frame as always. So after my previous video, on the same day, March 19, we saw a strong price movement increase up to around $87.5k dollars. However, there was a clear reaction from this zone, from the midline of the bearish imbalance on the daily time frame. As you can see, I have marked it there so you don't get confused. We saw a seller's reaction, which was quite logical since this is a strong resistance level. Right now we are experiencing a pullback of sorts. Looking at the chart, we can say we have had some sort of rebound here. Below we have a bullish 4-hour order block that I mentioned on my chart, and of course another bullish order block along with a bullish imbalance that previously here triggered a price reaction leading to a little pump. Not a little, like a very good pump. At the moment, it's Saturday, tomorrow is Sunday, and traditional markets are closed. Naturally, as we can see, trading volume is much lower than on weekdays, which makes sense. That's why we rarely see strong impulsive moves over the weekend. Honestly, I wouldn't expect anything significant right now. It's better to wait for the work week when things pick up again. For now, I think we'll trade sideways in this range for some time. Hopefully we can break this resistance of a bearish imbalance on daily time frame, retest it, and finally move toward our target at 91-92k, which would be great. Otherwise, as I mentioned before, we might see buyers step in on the zone of 82.8k, this order block. The second support level is around 81.2, 81.3k, which has already triggered a reaction before. And the final major support of our price remains at 76k dollars. Nothing has changed in that regard. Bitcoin is still in what we can call an upward movement. If we try to draw a pattern, it might look a bit off, but in reality this is a bearish pattern. According to classical technical analysis, this is a bearish flag or bearish wedge, which usually breaks down to the base, meaning a potential drop to 76k. It's not impossible and it could happen, but we have been in a correction phase since December, January, which has lasted quite a while now. Ideally, we had liked to see a pump soon, followed by a prolonged summer correction before a massive market-wide rally in the fall. Regarding Bitcoin dominance, nothing has changed. We are still in a sideways range that I marked earlier, trading at the similar levels. Ethereum has seen slight growth since our previous video. As you can see from my green scenario that I mentioned on my chart, I expected us to break through the imbalance, retest it, which we did, but unfortunately we dropped lower again. Now, over the weekend, we aren't seeing much movement. It's quite possible that on Monday or Tuesday, the first part of the week, we will see a strong upward push. As I mentioned, the key level is $2,150. This level is necessary for us to see a bullish character shift on the chart, so the change of character. So we'll be watching these targets. I'd really like to see Ethereum make a more significant move because while XRP, ADA, and other large assets are growing, Ethereum is just standing still. However, everyone understands that Ethereum is the best asset on the market after Bitcoin right now. As for altcoins, not much has changed. The market is stagnant. Also, some altcoins are popping off, like XRP, for example, due to recent dismissal of their lawsuit with the Security Exchange Commission. But overall, the market remains quiet. We'll wait for Bitcoin's next move. For now, everything seems stable and there are no signs of trouble. Hopefully, it stays that way. Now, let's move on to the main topic of this video, the 3 altcoins that have the potential to deliver 20x profits over the next 6 to 12 months. So the first project I want to introduce today is called Ronin. So what is Ronin? Ronin is a layer 1 blockchain built for Web3 gaming by Sky Mavis, the creators of Axie Infinity. Designed for speed, low fees, and scalability, it offers a seamless experience for developers and players. As blockchain gaming expands, Ronin is leading the way in providing a scalable and user-friendly gaming ecosystem. Let's analyze the chart and see how Ronin looks. We'll immediately switch to daily time frame because we are not interested in short-term movements. This is an investment and not a speculative trade. We are looking at a long-term potential. Currently, the price is at 78 cents. The peak price was around $4.50 in March 2024, which was when many other altcoins reached their highs. Right now, we're basically at rock bottom near the all-time low. Nothing new for this token. What do we have here? A classic altcoin chart. We see the large trading volumes, which is a great sign. These are massive volumes and the chart is from Binance, meaning the token is listed there, which adds credibility. Just like most other altcoins, Ronin has been in a continuous downtrend for almost a year now, with occasional bounces but mostly moving lower. Now let's move to fundamental analysis and evaluate this project's potential. Currently, Ronin has a market cap of $482 million and a PDV of $781 million. That's not bad. It's a mid-cap asset. I wouldn't call it a low-cap gem, but it's also not a large cap. At its peak, Ronin had a $1.3 billion of market cap, so almost 3x from current levels. Looking at its Twitter engagement, it's very strong. The project has top-tier investors like Andreessen Horowitz, Mark Cuban, Libertus Capital, and of course, also Animoca brands. Having such strong backers is a great sign, of course. Ronin is a relatively fresh project, launched in 2022, meaning it hasn't yet experienced a full bull run. That makes it different from older, overused projects. Token allocation is as follows: 15% to the ecosystem, 30% to community, 30% to company, and 25% for staking rewards. Overall, it's look promising. A 20x return at the peak of a bull cycle when everything is overheated and in full FOMO mode is very realistic. Let's go over to our chart and watch where we can place our TPs. First TP I would place around $1.4. This is a strong level with multiple reactions. We already seen 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So the mirror level. Second TP at around $2.5, $2.4. Another major level where the price has reacted 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, even 7. Even 7 times. Next TP on the level of $3.3. Final TP is the previous all-time high, around $4.4. Which is definitely achievable. Beyond that, we can continue holding this position. Even $4.4 is not yet a 10x return from current prices. These are just the first profit-taking targets. Further gains will depend on Bitcoin dominance, market sentiment, and timing. Now let's move on to the second project for today. The second coin we'll analyze today is Renzo Protocol. Let's check out its daily chart. So what is Renzo Protocol? It is a liquid restaking protocol built on EigenLayer, allowing users to stake Ethereum and earn additional yield by securing multiple networks. It simplifies restaking while providing liquidity through its Ethereum token. So Renzo makes restaking accessible and efficient, bringing new opportunities to the Ethereum staking. As you understand, this is a very useful technology, especially if Security Exchange Commission of US will accept form of the staking Ethereum officially. So the tokens like Renzo will skyrocket on this news. So there is nothing extraordinary about the chart. So the only interesting thing that we can see on the chart, in the last few weeks, we saw a strong pump to 0.033 cents, followed by a pullback just like with the most other altcoins. The project got listed on Binance in April 2024, right when the market was entering a deep correction. The token is actively traded on Binance and we have seen increasing volumes recently, so as you can see here, which of course is a very bullish sign. Just like Ronin, Renzo Protocol is currently at rock bottom in a downtrend since March-April 2024. Nothing unusual, just a standard altcoin chart. Now let's analyze its fundamentals and what makes Renzo Protocol interesting. What do we have at the moment? A $37 million of market capitalization. That's quite low, and in a way that's a good thing because the coin has the potential to make huge gains. Coins with such small market cap tend to generate massive returns. PDV is of course a little bit higher, $184 million, but it's not too scary. Who are the investors, the main investors? So we have Uzi Labs, previously Binance Labs, Bremen Howard, Galaxy Ventures Capital, a lot of good investors, also OKX Ventures. Also we see a decent Twitter ranking. The coin is naturally traded on all top exchanges, including Binance, of course. So when a project with such a small market cap is traded on Binance, it definitely means something. So we have a place of 770 by market cap. The coin itself is quite solid, quite cool. If we look at the unlock schedule, all investors' coins are still locked. None of the investors' coins have been unlocked. Absolutely nothing has been unlocked so far, except for the airdrop in the first season, as they note. That means they have distributed only a tiny percentage of coins, so nothing has been unlocked yet that could lead to a significant sell-offs. That's why we can expect a pump for this coin. Let's go back to the chart and see where we can place our take profits for this coin. So the first TP I would place at the price at the level of 0.067 cents here. The second take profit, honestly, the chart is a bit vague, so I would set the first take profit at 0.05 more, so this level, and the second at the level of 0.067 cents. And the third take profit higher, around 0.1, so 10 cents. It's a psychological level, so the round numbers are always like the psychological levels. And the next TP would be at the all-time high, so the level of 20 cents. So it means more than 10x from our current price. Naturally, after that, you can gradually take profits step by step, because beyond that, it's open space, so price discovery zone. There are no clear levels, no resistances, you just have to navigate accordingly. But this coin can easily, effortlessly deliver 20x from the current level. If we look at market capitalization of $37 million, so 20x from this price, we need something like $740 million of market cap. That is nothing for a big, huge bull run that I'm waiting for. For example, Ronin recently had a market cap of half $500 million, so almost as much as we are waiting for Renzo protocol. So this is absolutely realistic and not difficult considering the trading volumes and investors. This coin is a very good trade and a very good investment for the next 6-12 months. So now let's move on to the third project in today's video, the final project. So the third and final project I will show you today is Pengu. Pengu is a meme coin inspired by the Pengu NFT community, blending fun and engagement with decentralized finance. Unlike traditional meme coins, Pengu aims to create a real utility and strong community-driven ecosystem. With the rise of meme coins, Pengu is carving its niche and the space with a dedicated community and real engagement. So now let's analyze the Pudgy Penguins chart. What do we see? This is a fairly new altcoin that was listed in December, meaning it was listed at a good time when we were in an uptrend. For simplicity, I will say we have a price of 63 cents. I understand there are 2 zeros after the point here, so just for simplicity, I will say 63 cents. At the moment, just like with all other altcoins, we see the same picture. We are slowly but surely moving downward. Nothing is really changing. The only difficulty with this coin is that it's quite new and it's unclear where this downtrend will stop and when growth will begin. That's why the best strategy when buying any asset is to split your purchases into multiple orders. For example, buying at current price, after that you are buying 20% lower, after that 20% lower, and like that you have a reasonable average price instead of buying at the peak and getting stuck. Now let's analyze the fundamentals of this coin. The market cap is around $400 million with a PDV of around $500 million. That's not much at all. Technically it's identified as a meme coin, but it's not exactly a meme coin. It represents the Pudgy Penguins NFT collection, so it can't be fully classified as a meme coin. We have great investors, which is a rare for meme coin. We have an elite ranking on Twitter, which is very cool. Naturally, the coin is traded, of course, on all top exchanges, as you can see here. So most of the coins, 70% of coins, are already circulating in market. This aligns it more with meme coins, as meme coins usually have 100% of their supply in circulation. But why did I add this project to today's video? You might think, didn't I say I don't like meme coins? Well, let me show you something. As you can see, it's ranked on 138th place by market capitalization. That means it's not in the top, it's not as visible as ADA, Tron, Atom, Aptos, and so on. It's not a major project for big players. It only has a $400 million of market cap, so it's nothing. Now here's what I want to show you. The S1 form of registering Pengu, meaningly Pudgy Penguins ETF, on the US Stock Exchange. This is the official website of the Securities and Exchange Commission of US government. We see a filing from Canary Capital Group. They submitted an application for a Pengu ETF, which they fully outline. You can see here the official token on the Pudgy Penguins project. It's all clearly described here in this document. Of course, there is no guarantee that this form will be approved and that we will actually see a Pengu ETF. But if that happens, you understand what it will mean for this coin. I don't even need to explain. The amount of money that will flow into it via the US Stock Exchange would be massive. It's quite interesting that a project ranked on 138th place has received a filing from Canary Capital for an SEC ETF. At the same time, similar filings are made for major coins like Tron, Solana, XRP, so coins with the huge market caps in the hundreds of billions of dollars. But here this coin doesn't even have a $500 million market cap, yet it received an ETF filing. That's a very interesting sign. I don't think this happened by chance. Even if the ETF is not approved, this is still a great project with a cool NFTs collection that is in demand. It's definitely worth considering this coin for a long-term hold because it has the potential to deliver impressive returns. So from a technical standpoint, it's hard to say much. I would place the first TP, so the first target, around 27 cents. Again, I'm skipping the zeros and just saying the number after them, so 27 cents. The second target would be around 43 cents. After that, I'd be looking at breaking the all-time high and seeing what happens next. Of course, if the ETF is approved, the price will go far beyond previous highs. It's difficult to say right now the targets for this coin, but I'm waiting for something like big, maybe a huge bubble, like from 10 to 20x easily. This was the third project I wanted to show you today. Thanks you for watching. I hope you found this video useful and learned something new. Don't forget to subscribe to my Telegram channel for market updates and new video alerts. Also, of course, follow my X account. I post the same content I post in Telegram. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave your comments below. Place your likes. Thanks you for watching and your attention. See you next time.